Good evening, citizens of Oceania, YouTube. Today's top story. What happens when Big Brother gets all up in your business? Well, let's just say, your math might not add up to 4 anymore, your favorite history book will change overnight, and your friendly neighborhood government will be watching every move you make. Because why not? But let's be honest, Winston, the guy from today's story, isn't living his best life. Imagine going to work every day at the Ministry of Truth where truth gets a daily makeover. His job? Erasing people and rewriting history? No big deal, right? Just, changing reality like he's updating his social media profile. But things are about to get weird. Really weird. Meet Winston Smith. Average guy, just doing his thing, living under the immortal gaze of Big Brother, the all-knowing leader of Oceania, aka England if it took a super dark turn. Winston's life is pretty bland until he starts questioning everything. In Oceania, 2 + 2 might as well equal 5 if Big Brother says so. The party runs the show and even invented their own language, Newspeak, to make sure no one can even think bad thoughts. What a way to squash a revolution before it even starts. Winston's struggle gets real when he falls for Julia, a rebel with a cause, and probably some trust issues. They start sneaking around like high schoolers trying to avoid the principal, but instead of detention, if they get caught, it's off to the Ministry of Love. And before you ask, nope, it's not a cozy spa retreat. It's where they teach you to love Big Brother through, well, let's call it aggressive therapy. Before Winston knows it, he's caught by O'Brien, the party member who pretends to be a friend but is basically the ultimate backstabber. Spoiler: Winston gets a one-way ticket to room 101. And guess what? Room 101 is not where you get an intro to philosophy. It's where they bring out your worst fear. For Winston, that's rats. Yikes. So of course he betrays Julia faster than you can say double think. Now Winston's mind is molded into something Big Brother approves of. He leaves loving the very system that broke him. Oof, it's like breaking up with someone toxic, but instead of moving on, you end up proposing.
You do not have a husband, one may be provided for you. You understand these rights?
That's right, folks. This wild ride is brought to you by 1984 by George Orwell. Written in 1949, but set in a nightmarish 1984, it's one of the most iconic dystopian novels of all time. And get this, it's technically futuristic, but let me tell you, Orwell might have been onto something. Because, plot twist, this book feels more like a documentary about today than a work of fiction. Is Big Brother watching? In today's world, we've got cameras everywhere, our emails are read, and let's not even talk about social media tracking our every move. But hey, at least no one's rewriting history in real time. Or are they? 1984 isn't just a story, it's a warning. Orwell was sounding the alarm about authoritarian regimes, surveillance states, and how easily our freedoms can be taken away. Sure, in the novel, it's Big Brother running the show, but let's fast forward to today. Orwell's nightmare of thought control has kinda evolved. Instead of governments controlling the narrative, we've got mega corporations, our modern-day Big Brothers. These companies can control information, track us with algorithms, and even shape elections. Sound familiar? Orwell might not have known about Facebook or Google, but he definitely predicted the kind of power they hold. So who was the guy behind all this mind-bending stuff? Orwell, his real name was Eric Arthur Blair, wasn't just a novelist. He was a journalist, essayist, and political critic. Born in 1903, he lived through 2 world wars and a whole lot of political upheaval. He saw how socialism, communism, and fascism were shaping the world and thought, what if we take this to the extreme? And boom, 1984 was born. Fun fact, he also wrote Animal Farm, where the animals get tired of their human overlords and, spoiler alert, it doesn't end well. Orwell had a thing for warning us about power and control. 1984 is one of those books that everyone needs to read. Not because it's a fun beach read, spoiler, it's not, but because it makes you think. It makes you question the systems around you, the media, the government, even how you interpret truth. And in a world where doublethink is alive and well, Orwell's message is more relevant than ever. Thanks for tuning in, fellow rebels. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more dystopian book breakdowns. And remember, Big Brother may be watching, but hey, we've got memes to fight back. See you next time.